Hey, what's up, fam? It's been a while, it's been a minute, it's been 22 days. No, it's not. But I'm so happy that you guys have chosen to come back to my video, and I know the title has probably provoked something in some of you, and today I'll be talking about my pornography story. So let's head right into it. Okay, so why am I doing this? Because I believe it's one of the reasons that I started this channel, that people can see, I can share out my imperfect life to people. Second of all, I've been I've been planning to do this since the year started, because it's a detailed part of my story which I think is very important for us to tackle and just talk about my journey of pornography. And yeah, it's a good platform because especially right now people are in quarantine and temptations are quite high. So I hope that you learned something through my experience. Today I'm just talking about how it started and the effects, and then I'll talk about the other part of the journey in another video or many other videos. We'll just see how it goes. So my journey, first of all, let's describe pornography. Okay, so most people think that pornography is just Pornhub, but that's not all. So I went to Google, and this is what pornography is according to its description: printed or visual material containing the explicit description or display of sexual organs or activity intended to stimulate sexual excitement. So what we're talking about here is visuals and printed things. So it's not only Pornhub, but it's books, articles, magazines, it's videos, it's movies, it's the site itself. And so that is pornography. It's a whole range of things. Okay, and yeah, so if you're not watching Pornhub but you're reading sexual books, that's pornography right there. So, and in our generation there is so much pornography out here, and it is so hard to not find things related to sex. Okay, so my journey started at the age of 10. At 10 I was exposed to pornography by a friend of mine who showed me a video of a lady having sex with a dog, and I thought that's just weird, so weird, and still weird. So but I crammed the name that was on the video. So I went, a few weeks later I looked for a phone and searched for that name that I had seen. So I ended up landing in Pornhub, which was actually the site. And so, but now what I found there was men and women, women and women, men and men. And so I would generally look at so many videos. So I watched the videos for like a whole night. That's a lot because I don't even know where the bundles came from at that time, because I didn't have a phone, and the phones that were there zilikuwa mulika mwizi, and so I had to look for a phone that had internet. So I watched it for the whole night. Then after that I just kept on watching. I kept on looking for any phone that I could find to watch pornography. Then I would then later I learned how to delete my search history, and I was talking with a friend of mine, and he told me it's funny how you don't have to teach the flesh to sin. So at that age, at the age of 10, I learned how to delete my search history, and that was just that's a lot. So I kept watching it, and I would talk to some friends of mine in primary then, and they're like, yeah, even when I watch it, so I was like, oh, so it's okay to watch it, people are actually watching it, okay, fine. So I was more confident about it. But going to high school now, and mind you, I got saved at the age of 10, August 4th 2010. So so going to high school, my relationship with God got more serious, and I joined the CU. I became active there. That's when I realized that what I was doing was actually wrong, because of course it's sin and it's against God. So now I started trying to leave it, but my efforts would just go back to zero, because I'd be in school, I'm this nice girl, I have a relationship with God, I'm the holy type of girls, the nice girls who don't all those things. But when I'd go go back home, I'd do the same thing. But now this time I felt more guilty because I knew it was wrong, and because I didn't want anyone to know that I watch pornography. So I ended up being delivered after my depression, and that story by the way is in my story. What I've written, my story, it's in another video, my general testimony. So I kept on I was delivered from it, and I stopped watching pornography. I shared my story in the CU, which was like the beginning of all this, of me talking about my testimony, because it helped a lot of people, I believe, and I hope also as much as I believe, I hope. And so so basically that is how my story was. Now, the effects that it had on my life. First of all, I saw sex as fornication, as violence, as just an act. But of course it's a holy thing before God. So for me, because you'll realize if you ever watched pornography, and please don't watch pornography, it's more interested in the penetration and the act of it rather than the emotional attachment of the people. So you'll find that these people are not married, they're not, if they're dating at all, it's just a weird relationship. It's just about me and you are here, we want to have sex, let's do it right now, and it's just wild, and it's just evil in itself. But you just keep on wanting to watch it. Why? Because pornography, like any other drug, affects the hormone in your brain, which is called dopamine, and so you just want to keep on having it. And so it's basically a drug in itself, so it does affect your brain. That's why you keep on wanting to watch it, if you do or if you used to. Then I started having the images in my mind, so I'd really think about it. I'd have sex dreams. I'd see a guy on TV and just strip him naked, and imagine my own things, and it was just evil, Then I didn't really masturbate, but I wanted to do it, but initially I thought to myself, I'll feel more guilty if I masturbate, so let me not do it. Let me just watch other people do it, but not myself. But I know most people end up masturbating because pornography leads you to that, because like we said, it causes sexual excitement. Then the perversion that filled my mind after that was just insane, because up to now I feel really disgusted when I understand sex jokes, or those dirty jokes, because I'm like, I wish I didn't get, because now it leads me elsewhere, and I have to keep on telling God every time, purify my mind over and over again. Then I indulged in social media too much, so I got addicted also to social media, which is a whole other story. And trying to just leave your phone for two weeks is a whole process. No, not even 2 weeks, even 3 days. It's hard, So it got me addicted to social media. I dated for the wrong reasons, if at all that was dating, So basically, I just want the attention of guys. I don't want to be told I'm beautiful, I'm sexy, and I'm all those things. It wasn't really an intentional relationship, it was just a selfish one for me. Then I always looked for movies with sex scenes. Okay, so in order not to feel guilty, I would look for movies. Then I'd be like, it was my mistake, by the way, see, I wanted to watch it, but of course it would trigger me to go back to watch pornography. And I have a feeling at some point I led people astray by watching it, because I told you guys when we were discussing in primary, I'm sure I wasn't the only one who felt relieved that we were all watching, So and the hardest is the spiritual damage it did, because sin separates us from God. Okay, and so once I would watch it, I just feel so separated from God, like I can't come back. But the greatest positive effect it's had on my life is it's shown me my need for redemption. And it still does, because we need redemption, and if you haven't received Christ, there is redemption, because that's what he came to do. So basically today my video was just telling you my story, then the others now will get to other things. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions, hit me up on my social media or on the comments section down below. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. See you next time.